Yeah, Carly Teller, Wyatt Teller's wife, posted on Instagram a goodbye, kind of like what David Njoku did. There you see it. Thank you, Cleveland. The Browns stole Wyatt Teller. I don't know if you remember the trade, but it was Dustin reminded me this morning that we were at the Barley House when the trade went down because it was the day of a Browns preseason game in 2019.
They traded for him in 2019, correct?
2019. The Browns
He's been here for that long?
Yeah.
7 seasons in Cleveland, yeah.
The Browns traded a 5th-round pick and a 6th-round pick for Wyatt Teller and a 7th-round pick.
Great deal.
And he was a top guard for a number of years. Now his play has started to tail off. In 24, he was sliding downhill. Last year, he was not very good. And I don't blame the Browns for moving on here, even though they have nobody on the offensive line. Because Wyatt, the one thing that really the only compliment I'll give Andrew Berry is that for the most part, he's done a good job getting rid of guys when they're done. And it's sad. I tweeted that it was sad. It's unfortunate that it ended up this way. That wasn't a criticism of the Browns. It's a bummer when there's a player who, loved playing here and was a good player for the most part. When he leaves, I get it. That's the business. It's probably the right move, but it's still sad.
Yeah, I mean, this was written on the wall. I mean, they benched him last year, so it was like, and then they had to have a whole conversation about how can we continue to get him in the thing. So they started rotating him in with guys. So at that point, you kind of knew that was probably going to be the end of Wyatt Teller, and it was his contract year. And I mean, for him, I'm with you. The Browns, one thing, we criticize the Browns on a lot of things, but when they move on from somebody, the dude is.
Usually they're washed,
Except for quarterbacks, which, whatever.
Well, we'll see. Yeah.
Don't do that. The man that had like 2 back-to-back 4,000 yards.
Baker's a good NFL quarterback. He is. You're right.
Anyways.
Is that unfair?
I said
Baker wasn't a veteran when they got rid. Like the
That's
guys,
true. They weren't getting rid of him because they thought he was washed up.
The guys that they've gotten rid of in the Wyatt Teller situation.
Jacoby Brissett.
He was a backup, but
he just balled last season.
Yeah, but nobody wants him to be their starter.
But it was like Amari Cooper, it was a Darius Smith, like Nick Chubb. Those kind of at the end of their careers. A lot of people from a sentimental value wanted them to keep them here because it seemed like they liked playing in Cleveland. It seems like Wyatt Teller, and based off the Instagram
post, Wyatt liked playing
like he loved playing in Cleveland. They loved the city of Cleveland. They embraced the city of Cleveland. They had some terrific years in Cleveland. Wyatt Teller was a 2-time All-Pro guard. Yeah. And I know the Pro Bowl is not necessarily what it used to be, but the 2-time All-Pros, like
the starters are still legit for the Pro Bowl. The rest,
but I'm saying the All-Pro is there's
the All-Pro is legit.
That is legit. And 2 times he was an All-Pro guard here in Cleveland.
That means you're one of the 2 best guards in the league?
Four.
And
they got him for a 5th and a 6th-round pick.
Yeah.
And the other thing with guard play, and listen, wish the best to Wyatt, wish the best to his family. He still has decent football left in him,
I think if he went to an offensive line where everybody around him was good, I think he could still play.
Re-elevate. Yeah. And the thing is with guards,
too. He's going to the Falcons.
Maybe.
No, what are you talking about? It was Stefanski that benched him.
But it was the Stefanski system.
Nah, he ain't going to.
I doubt that.
He was not happy with Stefanski.
The one thing with guards, though, is you can find guards in free agency. You can find plug-and-play guards later in the draft.
You can usually. This year, there's not a lot.
There's not a ton this year, but historically speaking, like guards are the kind of position that doesn't have the premium tag on them.
Right.
Those are the guys that often hit free agency because younger players can come in and give you at least serviceable level play. The Browns don't have to use a first-round pick, not even a second-round pick necessarily in a guard, to be able to find a guy in the 3rd, 4th, 5th round who
we'll see.
come in and play. The Browns have no track record of drafting offensive linemen.
Andrew Berry has not added a single offensive lineman of value.
Could add at a later round without wasting one of your premium picks on.
Yes, that's true. That's true. Tyvis?
They did have DeJuan Jones.
DeJuan Jones is the best offensive lineman Andrew Berry's added in 6 years, and he can't stay on the field.
Did they draft Luke Whippler?
We don't know if Luke Whippler's good.
He's barely played.
He played. He looked fine in the last few games.
How many games has he played?
When did Ethan get injured? I feel like he played like 5. He started.
I mean, that's not a lot of games. He's been here, 3 years, too?
Did you notice him in those 5 games?
No, but I'm not.
Are we sure he played 5 games?
Studying the offensive line during the game.
Whatever it was.
And he's coming off a broken,
I don't know. Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
They never ever.
You can't Luke Whippler may end up being good. I'm not saying Luke Whippler can't be good.
Of course he will. He's a Buckeye. Go Bucks.
So he started 5 games last year and he played in all 17.
Yeah, but that doesn't. He played 5 games. I know he.
He's at special team snaps.
Yeah. But he's been here 3 years and he started 6 games.
Ethan Pochik was in front of him.
But if he were that good, he would have replaced
Actually, I think he's a swing guy. I think he plays guard, too.
The point is, they don't have a proven starter. After 6 years, there's not one proven starter on the offensive line.
The only swing and miss has been Zach Zenter.
Well, they haven't taken a lot of swings, and that's a huge mistake.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I ain't here to argue that part.
Yeah.
I agree.
So
moving off of Wyatt Teller, though, like I said, I understand it. I mean, he's old. That is a position that you can get an All-Pro guy in the 3rd round or the 4th round if you want to. He was a 5th round pick. So like it ultimately comes down to your coach, the offensive line coach, how he develops those guys in the scheme. You got to go get a guy that fits the scheme. And to me, I think Wyatt Teller's play diminished a little bit because at the beginning, 2020 and 21, that's prime Kevin Stefanski scheme years where it's under center, play action, over routes, all of those things, run the ball, zone, all of that. And as we got further away from that, his play diminished more. And to me, I think that was just a sign of that. Obviously, he's got some age things going on. He's been banged up. But he was always one of those guys that tried to stay in there no matter how hurt he was.
Tough SOB.
He was also a better run blocker than pass
exactly.
blocker.
And we became this big pass team because we needed to be more explosive in the passing game when we got Deshaun Watson. So there it is.
I do feel like guards, real quick, fit certain schemes more than tackles do. Like, and Ty, tell me if I'm wrong, but when you have guys like a Teller, who's more of a mauler, right? And you've seen other guards, I mean, Batoni was a mauler, but he was just a great all-around guard in general. Like they fit certain schemes more than the tackle, and the tackle is more don't let the quarterback get hit. Like you got to be athletic to get to the outside and the outside run scheme.
All offensive linemen would rather run. They'd want to run every play.
No, for sure. But I just mean some guys in terms of like the athletic. Because I think of Teller, I think of some of the best blocks he's had were on certain pull plays where he gets out in front of the blocker. And he had that one pancake against Cincinnati. Bowl, close your ears. I know it's going to hurt.
Oh, my God.
Remember that one play? Remember that one play where he blocked the Bengal like 20 yards downfield?
Yeah.
Like, and that was in a that was in a pulling set and a pulling scheme. Yeah. And I wonder if where the Browns are transitioning with Monken versus what Teller still does best may not necessarily mesh, which played into the decision to let him walk.
That's one thing we never really.
You're going way too deep in the woods there. No, he's just not that good anymore.
I just feel like we don't even talk about, is Monken going to be more pass or run with this team?
It's going to depend on
personnel.
The personnel. I mean, this team right now, as currently constituted, well, I was going to say their strength is running, but they have no strength on offense. But if you had to say what it would be, you'd want to run. They don't have a proven quarterback, and they have, their best pass catcher is a tight end at the moment, or a wide receiver who had a terrible year. Quinshon Judkins has the ability to be a top back, I think. So,
but he's hurt. He's coming back from injury.
Right. But when you have a big question mark at quarterback, you always want to lean on the run. Yeah. So
most of our best plays came last year was passing, right?
The Browns couldn't run the ball effectively. No, the blocking was terrible.
Would you say it's a passing offense?
We don't know what it is. How can we say that?
Like, as this roster is currently constructed, is it yes? Because
it's not.
Your best offensive weapon is the tight end. Yes.
You think he's better than Judkins? You think Fannin will be
your best offensive weapon currently right now is Harold Fannin.
So you think when it's all said and done, you think Harold Fannin will be a better tight end than Judkins is a running back?
No, that's not what I said.
Oh, okay.
I said right now, as it stands today, Harold Fannin was the best offensive weapon we had last year.
I agree.
Why is that?
No, I agree with you there. Yeah. But let's face it, the Browns are such an incomplete right now on offense. Like there's going to be so many new guys on offense that it's impossible to say what their personnel is. We won't know. They could have.
They could have
8 starters that are not even on the roster right now. That's possible. They're going to have a minimum of 3 offensive linemen,
a receiver,
probably a receiver, maybe a quarterback. You might have minimum 4 or 5 guys who are not even on the roster right now, and it could be as many as 7. It could be as many as 8. The only short thing starters are Fannin, Judy, and Judkins.
And that's assuming Judkins is back healthy.
Yeah, I mean, he broke his leg, right?
They say that he should be fine.
He should be fine.
They said Malik Neighbors was going to be back.
Yeah, I hear you. Listen, assuming health, you have 3 sure starters.
Yeah, for sure.
Wide receiver, tight end, running back.
Well,
That's it.
It's funny you say only it's financially for receiver because a lot of people are.
That's true.
Really ready to move on from him.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
I think Judy can bounce back.
Oh,
he can't play worse.
He cannot. No, he
Can't play worse.
It's there. I think this team has to be winning for him to be into it. I think it was just so much frustration going on with the quarterback things last year that he just kind of was like, you know what, this season is what it is. Forget it.
Right.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
And I think if the team is winning, I think he's more engaged. And I think, what was it, the Jets game was his best game statistically, I think. And they made it the emphasis to keep getting him the ball.
Yeah, it was out of the bye week.
Yeah. So I think, like, you would have to do that.
He's not good enough to force feed the ball, though. He ain't Chase.